Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Terry from Real World, and usually this time of year when we're making posts, this is the view you guys are getting, and it's because we're sitting in a blind overlooking a food plot or a mineral site, and you never really get to see down on the field because we're always hunting. But today's a little bit different because I'm tagged out, and nobody's going to be hunting this farm the rest of the year. So I thought it would be fun if I gave you guys a behind the scenes tour of one of our test plots and places that we test real world products before you guys even see it on the market. So that elevated blind is overlooking 2 acres of real world soybeans that are in an L shape. So if you guys watched Facebook through the summer, sometimes you saw a picture of me standing out in the soybeans as it was growing through July and August. This is the same field, and we also test Maximizer products here too that I'll talk about in a minute. But right about out in here is usually where I would stand for those pictures, and you'll see that our soybeans are doing really well late season. So we're all the time posting about how our soybeans not only get tall and green for the early season hunting, especially here in Kentucky when we open up to early September. The deer hammer the foliage, but then when you've had a week where it's gotten down to 8 degrees with a minus whatever wind chill, these deer still have plenty of food to eat. So you see all this green coming up underneath, that is the real world forage oats. Now the real world forage oats were planted the beginning of September, I believe September 6th, after the beans were green growing. When I started seeing the first turn of the first leaf, I came in and I broadcast spread the oats on top of the beans and let them fall down below. And what happens is there's still enough canopy that the oats will germinate and start growing. So when we get to late season like it is here, we have a true mixture of green and grain in the same food plot. So no matter what those deer want, green or gray, they're going to come to this food plot and have everything they could ever want. So we talk a lot about ag beans and forage beans comparisons. So this is just a bird's eye view of what we're talking about. Look at the number of bean pods. Hope you guys can see that real well with the video footage from my phone. But that's what we need in late season, because an ag bean will produce a lot of pods. The plant won't grow quite as tall, but they'll produce a lot of pods, but they'll all split out and those beans will be out onto the ground. And what will happen is the snow comes, the ice comes, and those deer can't get to them. Or what happens is with a forage bean is that you get that big beautiful green plant, but as soon as the leaves die, you don't have anything. So if you're going to plant a product, why would you not want to provide something that here we're setting almost to the end of December and we have plenty of food for those deer? Now fortunately I tagged out early this year and shot my buck with a bow September 19th. But if I didn't film my tag right now, this would be the place to be within. We're pulling deer from miles away because the alfalfa's dead, the wheat has gone dormant a little bit, and all the tobacco fields around here in Kentucky, and we have this on this ridge top that the deer are just piling into every night. So hope that's a good illustration of what we're talking about. So you guys have heard there's a lot of new things coming out with Real World with new products, and one of those is a new soybean. And when we first started talking about a new soybean, I really didn't want to mess with what was already so great, because I'm very confident that this is the best soybean product in the market. But then we started really looking at some goals, what we wanted to achieve to further separate us from any other product, and what's going to be in Gen 2 or Generation 2 soybeans that'll be announced within the next week. You guys are going to absolutely love to further help the attracting power and the overall health that these plots can give your deer. So that's the bean field. About 2 acres. It's in an L shape. It turns the corner to the right there by the blind. And then right over here on the other side of The lane is where I planted Real World Clover Chicory Mix for the first time this fall. So we worked this ground up and put in just a little, it's not even a 1/10 acre, little spot that a lot of times in early season will be a staging area for the deer to come in. You can see the clover, they're still eating on it. You can see the tops. I haven't mowed it since October, so all of those tops that are broke off, that's the deer feeding in here. So they'll come in here in this inside corner, stage up, and then we have a corn feeder here. Kentucky, you're still allowed to feed corn and mineral and other attractant products. So especially when the temperatures drop, I really try to provide as much corn and get as much protein and carbs for these deer as I can. So I'm going to actually give you a sneak peek. One of the new products that we are coming out in the Maximizer family here that we're going to tell you about is actually on this pile. I just poured it on there before I turned the phone on. And I'm most excited about this product here. And you can put it on ear corn, on shell corn. You can pour it out on the ground. But if you'll look at that right there, I'm more excited about that product than anything that's coming out this year, because since I've been using it here on this farm and I've given it to some friends around the local area, I've never seen deer attract and consume a product like this. And I think it's going to not only be able to help all of the hunters to funnel deer under cameras to get inventories, but also the people that want to hunt over it can, where it's legal. But unlike all of the other things on the market, Real World doesn't just use salts, sugars, and attractants only. Guys, if you're going to do that, you might as well go to GFS and buy you a gallon of peanut butter and put out and feed every critter in the woods. But Real World has veterinarian and animal science specialists that help us develop these products so that it is the absolute most healthiest supplement attractant that the deer can have to help keep the health up. And you know, it's really funny. We're making a new Maximizer brochure now that'll have 5 products. There's going to be 5 products in the Maximizer family that will be introduced here in another month. And somebody said to us the other day, they said, we see all these people on TV and they're promoting products that help EHD. They're hinting around at that. They're going out on a limb and saying, you know, I'm wearing a lab coat, so I know what's better for a deer. Well, we've been developing this stuff for years, and we could have brought it to market last year, but we just wanted a little bit more testing done so that we can tell our customers the true facts of how we can help stabilize a lot of health problems in the deer herd industry. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to revolutionize this industry when it comes to mineral supplements that can fight diseases, not only EHD, but also keep the health of the deer up. So these people on TV that are promoting a brand of products that's supposed to do this are also saying 40 seconds later in their video footage about how EHD has decimated their hunting in the Midwest. You guys should raise an eyebrow to that. Why are you promoting a product, but then you still have really bad EHD problems? So we're really excited for the next week. You're going to learn all about these. We're going to spread the products out over a couple days. That way we can really give you guys a bunch of information to help educate you all not only about the industry, but our products and why all of these are so important to managing your herd. So if you want to leave a comment or a question, this is kind of a teaser and a kickoff to an exciting time for Real World Wildlife Products. We thank you all for your business. On behalf of Kevin and Don, who I hope is already in the tree stand right now in Illinois and is going to be able to get a shot at a mature buck tonight, we thank you for your business. We hope that you have a very Merry Christmas, a great time with your family, and we are just so privileged and honored to celebrate a holiday that we can focus on Christ and remember that he was here for our salvation. So on behalf of all of us at Real World, Merry Christmas, and you'll be hearing a lot from us the next couple weeks as we introduce these products for 2017. Leave a comment, post a question, and again, Merry Christmas and thank you for your business.